Today is April 24th. The Yankees just finished off a sweep of the Cleveland Guardians. They win a close one, they win a comeback, and they win a laugher. They did it all. They did it all. And we're going to talk about it all. Welcome to the show.
Talking Yanks with old John Boy, Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, theme, and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks, brought to you by SeatGeek. My name is Jimmy, his name is Jake, and in the corner we got producer BBD coming to you live from the DraftKings studios here, and it's the first sweep of the season.
Woo!
And like I said, this series had three kinds of wins. A close one where you get the lead, you hang on to it, you get the save. A come from behind one where you get the walk-off win. And then game three, you get the laugher, the blowout. That's beautiful. That's poetry. Jake, your thoughts on the poetry of it all?
James, BBD, everyone live in the chat. What is going on? How about a little sweep in the Boogie Down Bronx? Awesome. A Cleveland Guardians team that in recent years kind of had the recipe that hurt the Yankees. A team that can really pitch really well, a couple timely hits, a guy that kills us for seemingly no reason. Hello, Josh Naylor. My goodness.
I kind of like Josh Naylor.
Oh, I love him, but he tortures us. I mean, that guy.
Remember when they sat him in the playoff game and it was the
was
only,
nuts.
it's like one of the dumber decisions
But
to ever be decided?
His hair, his smile, the fact he always wears pink for breast cancer, that guy's awesome and just always kills us. So you pencil that in. Normally, Jose Ramirez kills us. Shut him down all series. That's pretty badass. And yeah, man, like you're saying, all fronts, you go into each game with a couple questions. And, we were tough on Gerrit his last couple starts because I think Cole's last start, it was like, okay, I need Gerrit to be fixed and I need the offense to do something. And Gerrit didn't get fixed and the offense did nothing. So you come into certain games with different questions, and a lot of them, most of them got answered. They swept a solid baseball team at home, and we're going to sit here today. It's going to be a happy, excited episode, and when the Yankees hit, they had the off day Monday after the Baltimore series. We kind of said, all right, we get it's early, but that really sucked. That sucked as much as it could. But now we said, okay, we think they're going to take spring training 2.0 is hopefully over. Hopefully they turn up the screws on some things. We're seeing starting pitchers with pitch counts. Donaldson pimps that homer. There's a lot of good stuff. Yankees sweep, man. Let's go. Record day.
A win on record day.
Oh, my God.
I did want to, I guess we can get into it when we get to game three. So I'll pause it.
Okay.
I'm doing a lot of research on game three. Baby James's first time at the stadium. A lot of people saying maybe he brought good luck. Just Trevor Plouffe and my dad texted me at the same exact time.
Ooh.
It was pretty bizarre. My dad, this baby is good luck. Trevor Plouffe, Baby James bringing the Yanks good luck. 255 and 248, so 7 minutes apart. But I didn't check at my phone in those 7-minute gaps, so I looked at two of the same exact tests. So
And 7 minutes is how far apart you and Baby James were born.
Yes. Yeah. If you're doing the minute scale.
If you watch the tape.
You're just doing the minute scale.
If you watch his tape and then your tape. It's like playing a song backwards on a disc player.
Go into more about it.
Don't. Be careful.
We don't got to do much State of the Union stuff. I think we just run into the first burn, which will get us into, there's a lot of good. This should be a fun episode because the awards, there's a lot of good. The games, there's a lot of good.
Yeah.
And then maybe we can rip through it quick enough that we can do a what's next.
Ooh.
Sometimes when we have a shorter episode, we do a what's the next series? Because I'm ready.
Put this in our rear view.
Well, let's
soon.
talk about it first.
And we'll talk about the Guardians series.
In 3. Well, Jake, do you want to burn the first game?
Yeah, we probably should. These
think
burns
so?
are the tops, man.
Oh, yeah. These burns are... This burn... I had to reach pretty hard for that. This burn is brought to you by Topps. Topps is hosting a 3-day virtual event this Friday, April 29th through Sunday, May 1st, called Topps Digicon 2022. We have, like, a handful of Topps enthusiasts in this company. Like, genuine... This logo came on, and Lucas was just like, Topps Digicon, yes, it's here. And I was like, what?
If Matty Mass's
I was
phone
like,
is open,
the ad?
he's on Topps.
I was like, the ad is here? And because he's in the sales team. He was like, no, I'm excited for Topps Digicon. So I got to get in on this stuff. The free event will be held on their Topps Digicast Twitch channel and will feature special guests, live interviews, artist drawing sessions, giveaways, and more. Daily programming will run from 11:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. The event celebrates fandoms across sports and entertainment and puts a spotlight on Topps' growing community of collectors who play their digital collectible apps like Topps Bunt and partake in Topps NFT content releases. Download the Topps Bunt app. Download Topps Bunt to get your Bunt Insider Pass now, and be sure to tune into Topps Digicon 2022, kicking off 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Friday, April 29th, twitch.tv/Topps Digicast. What happened in Game 1, Jake? It feels like it was so long ago. I barely even remember what happened. Tell me, please.
It's a beautiful Friday night in the Bronx, and the Captain Morgan and Jameson is flowing. Eli Morgan and the Guardians try to get their 4th straight win versus Jameson Taillon, looking to build off his solid start. Bottom 3, like wearing pajamas at a fancy restaurant. You're getting judged. 2-run homer for the big fella to put the Pinstripers on top. Top 4 heavyweights only. Big Franmil Reyes. Solo shot to cut the lead in half. Jim, scratch that. Reverse it. Feeling hot. SSIKF RBI. He continues his heater. By the way, that solo shot was all JMO would give up. 5 innings pitched, 1 earned run, and a win because my king continued to hold court. What a performance. And even witnessed the final judgment day. Another 2-homer game from Big Aaron Judge. Chapman with the save as the Yankees win 4-1 final.
Yeah, I mean, Mike King's the big topic from this game. Steals the headlights from Taillon a lot. He might be getting an award, so I don't know. We might have to save that.
I think we say the blank statement of Mike King had a very special performance. 3 innings, 8 Ks. Yeah. I would expect that to be spoken about further on in this episode.
Okay. We did do a whole, on the Yes app, we did a whole segment just on how important
how about
he was.
us?
And then he came out.
Sorry about it.
Anything about the lineup or coaching decisions here? There wasn't much to be done. The pitching path was pretty simple, and then the lineup they did a defensive replacement for Stanton at the end, which is fine. So, were there any crazy plays, reviews? This game was just a game.
So, right? I mean, anytime Aaron Judge hits 2 home runs in a game, that's pretty good. Judge threw out Jimenez at 3rd. That was pretty cool. It's always good seeing the big man rip one. Had a funny moment. Was watching the game with Joe's today, and Rizzo stretches out the double. And when the right fielder turned and threw, we were like, oh, boy, Rizzo is a meat from there. But we've been so spoiled watching Judge turn and throw from that corner. And like Mookie Betts, not many guys can turn and fire from the Yankee right field corner on a line to second base. And Rizzo beat it out easily, which we've talked about Rizzo, not the fastest guy, kind of a fun base runner. But if it was Judge, Rizzo would have been out by 5 steps. Instead, Rizzo gets in there. So, yeah, it's always good seeing the big man work out the cannon. This was the first game we were on Joey Gallo watch, and he does nothing. So that was tough. So
I was getting a little I wanted to text Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Network and say, hey, maybe stop showing Joey Gallo have mental breakdowns after every at-bat with super close zoom-ins.
Yeah.
Because that was my post-game recap after this game and I texted the Talkin Yanks group chat in invisible ink, obviously, because this is a sensitive subject. Right. I said, I'm worried about Joey Gallo for Joey Gallo at this point.
He's in it in a bad way, man. And there's, he has, he has Tourette's or he has I forget.
He just has a condition where he gets some facial tics.
Right, his facial tics. So
So
there's that with, being in the worst slump of your career pretty much. And like, again, we, sometimes we see athletes and baseball players and like rich, awesome, cool. Like Joey Gallo, this is his contract year. Like he's worked his entire life to get to this. So, hey, hopefully this becomes a blip and a silly story for the DVD of like, oh, remember how bad that was? But yeah, I mean, this guy's going through it in a bigger way than like any of us can imagine. His goal coming out of this season was probably to get like $100 million contract, and now he's wondering like what his baseball career looks like. So pretty tough. Taillon copied. I like when we talk about starting pitchers passing the baton. Taillon copied Sevy's stat line. I think it was 5 innings pitched, 7 hits.
Taillon did something very interesting. I don't think Taillon's getting an award. There's a lot of good.
I don't think so, unfortunately.
So okay, I'll talk about it now.
Yeah.
Taillon's first start ever as a Yankee, maybe in his career, I'd like to go back and see, where he threw a breaking ball. He threw his curveball more than his fastball. Last year, he was like heavy fastball. It wasn't even. It was never close.
That was like his only pitch for half the season.
He had games where he threw 70% fastball, 60% fastball. Do we have it up here? I can show. I don't know if you have that BBD or if it's worthwhile, but it is there. Like, and this was the first game, and we've seen his curve really start to develop, and him really pitch backwards and use the fastball as the strikeout pitch and the curve and the slider as the early pitch. So this was last year. So the red line is the fastball. That was always, and each dot is the game.
The dominant pitch.
So the dominant pitch. And then if you go to this year, 2022, you can see it's barely, but it's more curveballs than fastballs. And the changeup jumped up a ton too, which last year he tried to do the changeup. You can see some games it just didn't exist. It was like 2 or 3 games. So something of note.
Yeah.
He really is starting to trust his secondary pitches. You can see he threw 22 curveballs, 21 fastballs. And let's see, the home run came on the fastball. So just something of note from him. That's a good step, I think.
Yeah. And he's like actually throwing kind of like 5 pitches, sinker, changeup, slider, 4-seam curveball. I'm going to assume the cutter says it's at 7%, which that's probably
it could be just a different fastball,
4-seam kind of
something like that.
Yeah, I mean that's a hell of a pitch mix, and they're all.
And the changeup is, you can see, 0 to righties, so his changeup is to lefties, and the curveball's a lot more to lefties than righties. So righties, he goes with what they're labeling a slider. So in this game, but anyway, yeah, I like Taillon. I like that he attacks his own.
Yeah. Yeah, not a lot of fear. It was kind of when he was having his tough time last year, that was also like part of the problem. But no, man, he's been great. It is funny. Like if he were to get an award this episode, it would have been like the overshadowed award, because like we're saying, on the Nestor show, which is coming up in a second, Mike King follow him in this very game. Taillon's getting overshadowed. Sevy days we're psyched for. Cole days we're psyched for. Monty's kind of Monty. Is Monty. Like Taillon and a lot of other teams would be like, this guy's off to a really nice start to his year.
Yeah. He didn't generate a lot of swings and misses in this game at all. 6.
Okay.
But he's kind of not going for that.
It's not his game.
I mean, he can rack up the Ks, but he's just getting.
I feel like
he didn't get a lot of hard hits.
You'll see him in at bats. You can kind of tell from his pitching a little bit that if there's a runner on second or something, you see him work for the K a little bit more.
But to start the inning, he's just here. Go. I like it.
Play ball. Attaboy.
Attaboy. Chapman comes back, gets the save, 2 strikeouts, 1 hit. The walk issues from Toronto and then Baltimore. It's two outings away now, or is it 3? 1 in Detroit? Or was it 2 in Detroit?
3?
I don't know, but it's good. Always good to see a save situation and him come in and do the job.
Obviously, it's where stats can't quantify everything. I mean, the 3 walks where Mike King saved him. Chapman technically has not given up an earned run this year, and is now 8 appearances. So it's a little Chapman effect both ways. I mean, his bad was so bad, but he's also naturally so good.
Well, and Josh Naylor got the double, and that doesn't count.
That doesn't count. He is. I'm a big MLB The Show guy now, Jim.
Huge, yeah.
There should be a Josh Naylor rated 115 against the Yankees card. He's a different player. I was laughing in my seat today, like, Josh Naylor plays against other teams, and they're like, oh.
You know what's bullshit?
Ow. He
kind of looks like a Red Sox.
Oh, he's going to be. We know this.
I don't want them.
I know. He's a Red Sox. Maybe this season. Like, that's not out of the realm.
What's his contract? Dude, I don't want that. That'd be a smart move by the Red Sox.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I don't want to go.
Is Brasso a Red Sox yet? Did I promise that to the people?
He's dressing like a Red Sox, but in Brewers uniform.
Right. So the Brewers have to give up on him at some point, and then he goes to the Reds. Okay.
Dude, they're not trading Naylor.
He's off to an awesome start this year.
Yeah, but he's got 4 this year and 3 more years.
He'll get to Boston when he gets to Boston.
He's gonna be in Boston.
Gonna be in Boston. Him and Brasso. They're gonna be hitting 7-8, and they're gonna torment our pitchers for a game.
Cora gets suspended again, and Tito goes back to finish his career in the Red Sox and brings Naylor with him. He's like, you'd like it there. You'd fit.
Heavy.
Wow. There's some fan fiction for you.
Holy smokes.
All right. Well,
okay.
Let's go to game 2.
All right.
Game 2. There we go. Take it
cool.
Game 2. Burn, Jackie, burn.
Cal Quantrill on a tranquil Saturday day game for Cleveland as they would take on the man, the myth, the legend of Nestor Cortes Jr. trying to win the series for the Yanks. Scoreless into the 5th, a.k.a. 8 zeros on the scoreboard. There was just as many zeros in the bleachers until the Cheshire Cat, Yankee killer Josh Naylor nails a 2-run homer, 2-0 Guardians. Can I order the Kiner Falefa? Sure, just be careful. It's hot. Another RBI for IKF. Higgy Smalls with the big sac fly. Big punchback inning by the Yanks to tie it up. Nestor only gave up 1 hit on the day. It was the homer. 6.18 Ks. Bottom 7. Bring the rain, bring the rain. Josh Donaldson pimps one out to left to give the Yanks the lead. The Yanks bullpen would hold. Oh no. Chad Bro forgot to use his Manscaped and got trimmed by the hedges. 2-run shot by Rose rotation host Austin makes it 4-3 Guardians. 2 outs, Class A in. Swinging a drive, it's over Kwan's head. Yankees tie it up, and Gleyber is walking it off so IKF can run. Not enough from Class A for the Guardians, and not enough Class A from the Yankees fans as bottles rain down on the field. Yanks win 5-4 final.
BBD giggled out of line.
What'd you giggle at, BBD? The ordering food, calling it an IKF and saying be careful, it's hot.
It's hot. I think that was the one that he giggled at.
That was good. And then, zeros on the scoreboard, zeros in the bleachers. I thought that was a little...
It's good, but it technically wasn't...
Jakey Brooklyn.
Technically wasn't the bleachers, which is kind
the
of...
area in front of the bleachers, right?
No, it was right field. It was the box seats.
Oh, technically there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wild. Hey, I have some stuff. I have some stuff to say, some stuff to admit, because we're an on-pod.
Okay.
This was the first Saturday day game, because the first one was... this was the first Saturday 1 o'clock start of the season.
Yes.
And
say it.
And I fell asleep on my couch while watching it, and I was in heaven, man. Me and Katie and we did, I brought our cousins, went to their cousins to the park, had a day in the sun. It was 72, and I was hot. I was so tired. And then I was laying on the couch watching the game, and man, Joe's McFly was complaining about Saturday night games last week. He's like, we got to stop Saturday night games, like Saturday day games. And I was with him. Nothing better than the sun's pouring through the window and you're laying on the couch and you feel like you're outside, but you're not, watching a Saturday day game. I was in and out of sleep. Katie, my wife, was playing with our son on the floor while I was in and out, and she was kind of announcing for me. I think she was telling James, but so I saw all the big moments. Like I even saw the walk-off hit, and I saw Kiner's hit.
Yeah. But
in between, sleep, and then I didn't see the bleachers stuff at all. I woke up, I texted you. I was like, "What's going on here? Like what?" Because I saw a group chat talking about it. So then I went back and watched it and made the breakdown and all that. But I was so excited to take a little nap while I was watching baseball on a Saturday.
Yeah, so I moved to a new apartment 4 weeks ago, and each weekend I had a wedding. Both moms were in town last weekend. We've been watching Extra Dogs every week. I'm not sure what that's about. Shout out to Winslow, who's at home right now with Noodle and Jess. So, yeah, man, it was a weird moment because you're right. I heard Joe say the same thing in the office this week, and I was like, Saturday day, whatever. Saturday, 1 p.m., that's an emotion in and of itself. And Joe's was trying to get me to go out to the game, and I was like, I kind of want to. It's nice out, Saturday day game. But I was also like, we've been pretty busy lately. That was Saturday day game on the couch, relax.
Yeah.
It's a different vibe. That's why I also thought it was funny that Paul Cal Quantrill's name, you can rearrange the letter to spell tranquil.
Mm-hmm.
2 L's. That's the only problem.
What's that called?
Tranquil.
What?
Anagram? Nailed it. 50-50 shot.
You want to lose in bananagrams, play against Katie.
I don't.
Okay. Then don't play.
Sorry.
Hey, man, just don't play against her then. What do you want to talk about from this game? Besides the big stuff that's coming up later. Individual performances might be coming up later.
Right.
Pinch hitting Gleyber, did you like that? Not starting him, pinch hitting him, you like all that?
Gleyber's walk-off stats, I don't know if we're going to talk about that. It was good to see Donaldson's at-bats start to pay off. He drew a couple walks. He hit pimps the homer. That was really cool. At the time, a home run to, tie game, take the lead in the 7th inning. That was a big old homer. Chad, unfortunately, we're probably going to be talking about him in a little bit. Timmy LoCastro, again, I don't know if it's an award, but he's falling into a nice being our pinch runner guy. Now that I'm reliving it, and it sucks because we've had a lot of conversations about shortstop, but they use Tyler Wade as a pinch runner. And Tim LoCastro, again, Jim, I'm a huge MLB The Show guy now.
Yeah, big time.
And he's got 99 speed and 99 stolen bases. Foolish Baseball did that whole video on him. That I think the Yankees see, hey, we have one bench roll for a pinch runner, and I think they went Tilo over Tyler Wade. I think that was their whole thought process. And he's been really good at it so far. So I think that's something.
Okay.
Higgy a little lost at the plate. Couple ugly swings. He struck out twice in one at bat because they called a balk, and he struck out. And then next pitch struck him out again. It's hey, come on, guys.
It's a bad time.
Be cool about it. I don't know. Do we need to say stuff about the fans in the stands? I feel like we've both gotten our opinions out there on Twitter, but a lot of people just listen to the podcast on the YouTube, and
it's coming.
Okay. Is it an award though?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure it is.
Okay. Interested.
Lineup. They moved DJ up like you wanted.
Yeah.
And then the rest kind of stayed the same.
Yeah, they had Hicks in that 6th spot in front of Gallo. Gallo gets a base hit in this game. Good for you, JoJo. Did every starter have a hit except Judge and Stanton? How about that? It's funny when you look at a box score that way. Yeah, man. IKF, stud.
7 of the last
Stud.
8 games. Judge, Rizzo, Stanton, 2, 3, 4. They're falling
like that.
I'm giving them. I'm not. I'm not saying I agree with it still, but 100%, your theory of the first 2 weeks were just extended spring training, 100%. But they were also, I think, trying to figure like. I think that they wanted to see if DJ was DJ again or not DJ again, and not automatically give him the leadoff spot. So they were testing out Donaldson there. And then he started struggling, and my guess is Trev tells us he's a pretty vocal guy when he doesn't like where he's hitting in the order or just doesn't feel it. He's probably like, dude, get me ahead of here. I don't want to lead off games while I'm struggling. So they tried Rizzo a couple times. They tried Hicks for a while, but then once DJ's hot, I think they're like, hey, this is easy. And you were on that. So
and
I do hope that they've found it now. Like DJ, Judge, Rizzo, Stanton, Donaldson should be the next 2 weeks, unless injury or like crazy slump. But even then, like, we'll see. What?
Sorry. Off day tomorrow, which is good.
Yeah.
It's a rest day. Baltimore does come into town, which is going to be an interesting test after an off day. We know they treat Baltimore a little differently. Interested to see what they do.
I mean, it's the only series they've lost this season is that Baltimore series, and we're baseball fans, and we're on a roller coaster of emotion. So I was heated about the way in which they lost it. It'd be pretty cool to say they haven't lost a series this season.
Talking baseball, I was very tough on the Baltimore Orioles, which was a little rude considering the division they're in and all that. Their pitching has actually been good this year. Like 8th in starting pitching ERA. So, yeah, I know when we talk about looking forward a little bit, they should take that Baltimore series very seriously. And hopefully, hey, if you guys want to play by that old 2018 rule where if you win the first 2, you can rest guys the last day before a road trip to Kansas City and Toronto, I would say, yes, I get that. Not Judge, though. He's the whole thing. That's why you guys offered him $230 million.
Yo, so the seats that I was sitting at, and we sat at them last time. The what is it, Jim Beam suite?
Yeah,
which I like those seats a lot. Remember the guy that was yelling behind us when we were there during Toronto?
Yeah.
So I think he sits in that section.
He's a regular.
So he was behind us again. He's hilarious because he yells the entire time.
Yeah.
Loves Rizzo because he's Italian.
Right.
He says that. You know.
By the way, my third burn got really Italian on me. It got away. I don't know.
So this guy's tan, really tan, skinny, older gentleman. But it's awesome because he just slips up on basic rules of baseball a lot. And his ability to read a fly ball is 0.
Yeah.
So at one point, the fielder's choice in game 3, when Hicks fielder's choice, that bloop, the next batter up, he's like, hit a grand slam. And, me and the guy next to us are like, no one's on second. He doesn't care.
No.
He's like, I hit one anyway.
He enjoys the game.
Anyway, he hates Judge.
Yeah.
Hates Judge.
Wild.
Hates Judge.
Wild. I've never seen it.
I've never seen it. And it reminds me of when me and my dad were at a game once, and this guy just hated Posada so much. And my dad just kept saying, the next Munson, here he is. And the guy was like having an aneurysm behind him. He's a Munson. This guy hates Judge. And every time before every pitch, he goes, 38 mil. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Why don't you hit the ball? You're not Jeter. You're not Jeter, 38 mil. You're not Jeter. So if you want to go listen to that guy, 320, he stands up. He can't sit. That dude never sat for more than 2 seconds in his life.
And he's definitely not taking out some of his home life at the stadium.
It does crack me up. Like Judge beloved everywhere.
It's mind-blowing.
He hates Judge.
Because you almost really get it with a lot of players. Like, if you really wanted to hate a lot of players, you can.
But you can find your angle.
Judge and DJ? I mean, Judge is like the guy. And guy lays into him.
The guy that was there last time that was keeping score, remember, he said hi to us?
Yeah.
He was there again. So we were like, oh, hey. And then I was like, hey, this guy's yelling behind us again. Oh, dude, what was it the last time? A guy was wearing a Bruins hat? And he for real made him take it off.
Yeah.
You can't stand here with that hat on. But it went on for like
Take that cap off.
went on for like
for a
2 or
while.
3 at bats.
It was
screaming
scary.
at him. It was scary.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was happening.
Like
We
it-
hadn't identified that he's a character yet. Like,
Yeah.
it was scary.
Like, I gave a look, do I need to get involved last time?
That's what everyone was like. Is this becoming a thing?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I will say this. I found my favorite seats at the stadium today.
I will say this.
Holy shit.
I don't mind what this guy does. It's kind of annoying because he's yelling
It's a
and
stadium.
everyone here, but he doesn't go beyond a line.
Right.
He just the worst thing he says is you're not Jeter and you're not worth 38 mil.
It's not
And that's
Jeter.
just an opinion. So
not
I mean I'm not like angry at this guy. It's a little annoying, but it's also hilarious.
The Delta seats, they're that second level behind home plate. That's like better. Like TV and cameras are getting really good. Like that for me, I think is the best angle.
Well, it's just the
to
Jim Beam,
see
but
the
one
baseball.
lower.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
it's like the press box angle.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Zach and I sat there the once
little
last year. It
fancy.
was awesome.
Yeah. It's my first time there. Joe's was like, come true. I was like, I'd love to go. I've never been. He goes, you've been.
He did say
Now
that.
Joe's is super Italian too.
Yeah.
And I was like, Joe's, I've never been here. And he goes, oh, all right.
Yeah, he did say. I never sat there. He goes, "You've been."
It's like, no, dude, I've never been there.
You do have a bad memory.
I do have a bad memory. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, a couple games I've turned up at before, but I was like, no, I've never been here. It's really nice.
I saw a part of the stadium that I'd never been to today.
Okay, stadium talk.
I would have thought I'd been everywhere.
Okay, where'd you go?
Third base, a left field line,
Okay.
200 level concourse or one main concourse, I
Yeah,
guess.
I walked through there today.
There's a whole like cafeteria section.
Yeah,
I don't do left field.
yeah,
So I'm behind home plate, first base side, right field bleachers.
yeah.
If it's from home plate to Aaron Hicks, you know, center field, like the I block, I don't really go. We did our event there, and that's the first time I ever sat over there. Ever since I was a little kid, I wonder why that is. Like my dad just never bought. I've just never sat on. Oh, unless it's upper deck. I've done upper deck.
I've done
there.
upper deck up there. I think there's a lot of like group company tickets out that way. I was talking to a kid on the train who was a big fan, and he was like, "Oh, I just buy the cheapest ticket in the house," and then he's like, "I usually end up left field, second deck," because he's like, "There's nobody ever there." So
Yeah.
it's gotta
I
be
think
like,
day games, it's like sunnier
Camps?
over there too.
Well,
feels
that
like
would
a
that
good
would make a
camp
lot of sense
section.
for why I'm not there.
Yeah.
Feels like a good
If memory serves, I
Number
remember
one goal
day
is
I
avoid
got-
the sun.
Yeah, I feel
Number
like I remember
two,
one summer
watch the
day
game.
where it got sun beat down on me over there.
needed the sun today.
But there's
got
like
little
a,
chilly.
it's like a cafeteria, like a mall, like food court
Yeah.
thing. They're like all in one area.
Like a little
I went over,
cutout kinda.
I walked over there to get baby James his certificate of first game. They give a certificate if it's a little kid's first game ever.
win.
And it's got a nice win. All right, let's move on. Burn game 3.
Nestor, incredible.
Nestor's incredible.
What the hell, man?
What the hell, man? Nestor's incredible. He is. Did you hear what he said about his body? He's like, underneath this body, there is an athlete.
Yeah, I hear that, man.
Yeah.
What?
And a hard dick.
Texting
Because
Matt.
he's Roman ready at all times. Oh, actually, we're doing a new Roman thing. Talking about the swipes today, Jake.
Oh yes, yes.
The Roman swipes, clinically proven to help you last longer in bed. Wow. Whether you're looking for gains at the gym or a better experience in the bedroom, there's never any shame in showing up for yourself and your health. So if you're dealing with PE, don't ignore the issues. Instead, face it on with Roman.
Roman.
PE treatments are safe, effective. Oh, premature ejaculation.
So you take out the wipe and you wipe your member.
Yeah, clinically proven to help you last longer in bed. No prescription needed. Free 2-day shipping. Go to GetRoman.com/Yanks today. If approved, you'll get $10 off your first order. That's GetRomanReady.com/Yanks. Guess it's like a donut for your bat.
Yeah,
A little bit.
yeah.
Then you're just corking your bat. Kind of like you're just corking your
You're
bat.
kind of cork.
Because you get to use it.
Yeah.
It's not just for practice. If you want to do that, I guess you could too.
Ian Happ just homered.
Ian Happ homered?
Yeah.
Buy
Always
a sweater.
Roman ready. Probably
He's
swiped
ready.
his dick before that homer.
Nothing wrong with corking your bat. If the pitcher doesn't know.
Just don't let anyone.
Everyone can know.
That's fine. And that's Roman's whole thing. There's no stigma.
There's no rules against corked bats.
Turn
in
this into
league.
a game.
It's a corked bat league.
It is a corked bat league, yeah.
If you're not playing with a corked bat.
GetRoman.com/Yanks today. If you're approved, you get $10 off your first order. That's GetRoman.com/Yanks. Burn number 3. Are we ready?
I think so.
Bieber's left. No. Okay, here we go. On your mark. Get set. Burn, Jakey Burn.
Yankees
Holy
going
shit.
for the sweep in the Bronx. Oh, I like that. The Guardians would throw out the Storielli special, their CT Italian boy, Aaron Civali. Oh, yeah, his family makes those cannolis on the corner of First and Sanderson. Versus Gerrit Cole, seeing if he can slip into a good start for the first time in 2022. Well, if you like cannolis, then I know you like meatballs. Tony Meatballs, Rizzo with the 2-run homer. DJ gets his Bert Kreischer on. The machine is back. 3-0 Yanks after the RBI double. Hicksy RBI ground out. Joey, stand up straight, babe. Get rid of that slump. RBI double for Gallo. Hey, I know the legend of Nestor is fun, but I'm our ace. Gerrit Cole, 6.2, 9K shutout. Little skip off the mound. Oh, I love it. DJ 26 with a banger. Home run for DJ LeMahieu. And you know what? The speedy Guido on the bench, he's pretty good. I like him too, said every Italian parent. Timmy Locastro homer. How about it? Cole to Wandy to Marinaccio. Holy cannoli, it's Italian Heritage Day at the stadium, and like any good Paisan boy's hair, it's a blowout. Yankees sweep the Guardians and win the final game, 10-2 final.
How many Italian jokes did you have in there, man?
Jim, it got out of
It
control.
was all Italian
I
jokes.
got lost.
And you threw in the name Sanderson just for me.
That was for you.
Oh, I appreciate
Corner
that.
First and Sanderson.
Yeah,
I mean, end of the day.
How many? 5, 6 Italian jokes in there?
Let's see. 1, 2. That's kind of a double. 3.
I mean,
4,
Locastro, Gallo.
5. So Gallo wasn't an Italian joke. It was stand up straight, get rid of the slump.
Oh, nice.
So we're working on things. I had 5 Italian jokes.
5 Italian jokes.
Again, I like to apologize. To
What was
our
what was the blowout line?
like any good Paisan boy's hair, it's a blowout.
I have something to tell
the-
other people. If you're a fan of Jakey's Burns, we've talked about this for 2 seasons now. We've never done it. Jake, are we going to publish them in just original? Like Sam's not correct.
No, they're Jake language.
Okay.
And like
So
last week, I didn't finish game 3. Like the last 3 sentences, I did just off the top of my head. So those aren't in the book.
Oh, I think we may be able to like use a different font and like an improv font,
Oh, okay, maybe.
like in brackets.
Maybe invisible ink. I feel like that's all the rave these days. If you're a little
I
kid.
definitely think they should be in there, but it should be a different
figure it out.
way.
We'll figure it
But
out.
we are
It's
going
gonna
to
be a burn
publish
book.
the burn book, and it'll be the #1 stocking stuff. Like, tell your wife or girlfriend or mom now, and they'll remember it.
Yeah.
You'll forget, and if you enjoy the Burns,
Yeah.
you are going to get a fucking kick out of how they are written.
It's a different language.
Yeah,
It kind of looks like Rosetta Stone.
yeah. Buy one for Higgy,
Oh my
just so he can understand your text messages now.
god. Ooh, I wonder if he's on Cameo. Have him read one.
No,
Let's read this verbatim.
that's rude. That's not what
I bet he
Cameo's
could
for.
crush it.
No, he's not. He just plays guitar in the style of the Burn. Anyway,
That'd be nice.
Yanks sweep, man. They win getaway day. They sit Stanton, but you're okay with that. And I think whatever. I mean, it's a double rest day.
Won the first 2 games.
Won the
of the
first 2
series,
games, so
and
we're-
Stanton is low key, high key struggling.
Yeah.
So that's a good rest day.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. One. Obviously, Cole with a huge bounce back. Actually, now I think we skipped over a lot of performances. There's not that many awards to be able to fit all these in. But Cole with a good bounce back performance. I didn't pour through the stats because I was at the game.
At the final
But
game.
Boone confirmed it kind of in his post-game press conference, and so did someone else we were listening to. I think it was Cole himself. And I was looking through the pitch log. And the first couple innings, he didn't generate all the swings and misses, and he was throwing a lot of balls from just looking at the pitch log.
Right.
And he got a lot of in-play outs in those first couple innings. He did eventually rack up the strikeouts, but that was the thing in Detroit. It was like, dude, you don't have to strike him out right here.
Right.
The Meadows with the bases loaded, or you can just
Like
attempt to get an out in play. And it was like he thought it was blitz. He didn't even think that was a possibility, is what it felt like.
Like there's value in throwing a really good pitch over the plate early on in the count to either get ahead or if you can induce weak contact. And you're right. I think, when we talk about Cole getting, like, trying a little too hard for the strikeout, it's trying to throw 3 perfect pitches, like 2 curveballs out of the zone and a dot fastball. And if you end up missing those first 2 curveballs out of the zone, then you're down 2-0. You're in a hitter's count. You're going back to that fastball because you have otherworldly confidence in it, because you should. You are an all-world pitcher. But if any major league hitter knows that Gerrit Cole's fastball is coming, all these guys are used to 99 now. That you just can't, if that's the situation, you're not going to beat dudes with that. So this was huge. And kind of like Jimmy said, we were at the stadium, so we couldn't, track exactly what was dotting, but he clearly got better as he went on.
Through 3 innings, he had 3 strikeouts. That's when I noticed, and I was like, oh, he just finished the third, and the third inning, he had it was the bottom of the order. It was Hedges, Straw, Kwan, or what is that in their order today? I don't remember.
What's that? Hedges was hitting 9th, I believe.
So it was 9-1-2?
Yeah.
And it was a 10-pitch third. And it felt like through the first two innings, he faced 4 batters both times. I think he threw a good amount of balls, and he was like, I can't let my pitch count get away from me. And he had 10 pitch, ground out, flied out. And that was when I took it into the stadium. I was like, yeah, dude, that's good. And then J-Ram gets the single in the 4th, and Naylor grounds in the double play that Rizzo turns. Not a hard turn, but and then you're right. Then he started striking people out as he got a little more settled into the game.
Yeah, 3 in a row after the double play. But yeah, and I mean, hey, there was a lot of juice in the stadium. I mean, coming off the walk-off game and everything that happened after, Miles Straw being the leadoff hitter, first hitter of the game, Cole strikes him out. So there's good stuff there, and we're gonna say a lot of nice stuff about Gerrit Cole because we should be. It's also probably nice for Gerrit Cole to be up 6-0 in the 4th inning. That lets you twirl it a little easier, knowing you don't have to be perfect, and that's, again, something that somewhat can and can't be measured if blowout wins, and it's why we've begged for him so often. To finish today's game with,
Marinaccio.
We go Wandy to Marinaccio. With an off day tomorrow, we're going to be heading to Baltimore with, full open deck in the bullpen and everything like that. So it's where things can really reset and set you up for sustained good baseball runs.
Cole, and I guess we're just talking about Cole right now, at least I am. He didn't throw the changeup a lot today, and he really relied on the cutter, which is interesting that through the struggles, he didn't scrap the new pitch. Instead, he almost doubled down on it and was like, no, I worked on this all offseason. I will master this pitch. And I'm interested because in his first start, he was slider, was his 2-pitch. And in his last start against the Tigers, he didn't throw the slider at all, really. I mean, he really only threw his fastball that game, and it was bad. And the changeup was up. So he really mixed it up. I wonder if this is the most he threw his changeup in this game. He threw... No. He scrapped the changeup. He went 4-seam, cutter, knuckle curve.
Lex access there.
I think that's the most he's thrown the knuckle curve. That's the one that... Because he always goes slider more than that. I remember last year thinking, like, why does he throw that more?
Yeah, I feel like he took turns going slider or knuckle curve, like as a go-to pitch in that game. I don't know if it's something he sees or something he feels.
Yeah, they bounce back and forth.
Good,
like
good on Gerrit. Obviously tough on him, but he wants that and deserves it to a degree. So, and like we talked about with Spring Training 2.0, it's why It's why he was sad puppy dog after last start. Last start was his first start of the year that he was like, I'm going to be Gerrit Cole. And he wasn't. He was out before the second inning. So he, his numbers can end up in a, I saw BBD tweet it. If he goes out against Kansas City and has another Gerrit Cole start, his numbers are kind of going to look like Gerrit Cole. But let's do that first.
I also like,
get there.
Boone took him out. I didn't let him finish the sixth. What was his pitch count? How many pitches did he throw today?
92.
So
6.2.
decently high. It's a strategy play there. You bring Wandy in to get the one batter because then Wandy doesn't have to pitch for all three the next inning. Right. If they like blow it out more or whatever, that's kind of something they do.
The Yankees like that
in the new rules. But also it got Cole a standing ovation. It was a pretty packed house today. It was I'm so used to last year when it was like empty, and then even when it was full capacity, it was empty. So showing up today, we went to a Sunday day game last year. It was pretty dead and empty. Yeah. It was very relaxed. So I texted you and Joe was like, "Hey, this is like energy here. Yeah. This is like a fun stadium."
And I mean, hey, let's when an opposing player calls it the most classless fan base in the world. When I was walking in, there was a lot of conversations outside the stadium about that, and the energy was going to be there. I think 1:35 start helped out a little bit.
I loved it.
I think that extra 30 minutes lets everyone really get in there.
Give me 6:40 and 1:35.
I'm with you.
But what I was saying is big ovation for Cole, like the whole entire place standing and then like really going at it till he was out of sight. And it made me feel good about like, yeah, that's what you get booed when you're bad in New York. But if you deliver, you're going to get that instantly. It's not like you were saying with Gallo, it's not like a wavering period. It's instant boos or instant whole stadium cheering for you. I remember Brian Bruni getting the whole entire stadium for him after like a 2-inning hold back in 2009. So I thought that was cool. I like being part of that.
There's, for me, my baseball traditionalist kind of always kicks in unless it's a very close game. This was 8-0 at this point. I wanted Gerrit to get the 7th. Don't get me wrong. Like, I understand it. Because I think if he comes off the mound there, he still gets a good applause. But, that's just me and pitching and aces and, want that next guy. But, if he throws to one more batter and gives up a 2-run homer, then I'm sitting here, sad puppy dog, like, well, maybe they should have gone to Wandy. So now I'm just shit-talking myself a little bit.
How about that?
Sucked for me.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Damn. Tough finish.
DM, man. DM. How's Alonso doing? Is he having a good year?
I love him.
He is, BBD?
I saw he was off to a solid start.
Okay.
Let's check up. And this is Shea Station. Just went to a website.
The other thing of note this game is Trevino catches Cole.
Off to an okay start. Yeah.
So, good. Loosey-goosey. Oh, shit. Is he going to, request him now? Because they had a good game?
That's the question.
That'd be hilarious, dog.
Yeah.
Like Noodle.
Thank you.
A hilarious dog.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be a.
I mean, we predicted that as a joke.
A storyline.
But actually,
it
was like a 70% joke.
You believe in it. The catcher spot is going to be interesting to track. They still seem interchangeable. Trevino's been a little more fun and better to start the season. They love Higgy. Does Rortvedt ever end up on the radar? I think their whole goal with the catching position is it's just straight interchangeable. But yeah, like if Trevino comes out next start and Cole's really good again, yeah.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
DM. Let's go to the second half of the show then, huh?
Fine.
It's called Awards. It's brought to you by DraftKings. And man, Jake and I have been riding the under because we had to ride the under until they proved the over was going to hit. They hadn't proved it yet, but because we went to the game today, it was the over. That's our rule. We go, the over's going to hit. And what a great coincidence that was, because you and I both believed in the over today.
Yeah.
And it hit. So I, sprinkle that on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. 1 unit. Win a ton of money.
Really?
And you can do that too. If you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, use promo code JOHNBOY. They also are having a thing where you can bet $5 and win $200 in free bets if your team wins their game. Major League Baseball. If your team wins their game. Promo code JOHNBOY at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. 21 plus, restrictions apply. MLB trademarks used with permission. See show notes for details. It cracks me up every time I read it, man. The audience probably doesn't even understand it, but that's so silly.
Yep.
Make sure the public knows you got our permission. Just ridiculous. Who goes first?
Sunday, so
Finish it. So
it changes midway through the year.
Pride of the Yankees.
sometimes it doesn't.
It does.
Sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes we get little double headers to open
Yeah,
up
double
the second
headers.
half of the of the season this year.
We get
There's a
doubleheader open as
There's a couple.
I was looking at the map in there.
There's some rain delay series that get
Yeah.
dropped
Make some
in.
decisions.
You get
Yeah.
one game
Well,
series.
well, I am
so
closer to the Lord.
as of now.
Yeah, so I get to go first on Sundays.
As of now.
Yep, you're kind of on the outs
As of now.
with God.
Yeah. It's fine.
Pride of the Yankees, huh?
Yes.
My pride of the Yankees. You know what? I am gonna go with a guy. This will be the first time I ever give him pride of the Yankees.
Really?
Yep. Kiner Falefa.
Awesome. Good.
Yeah, I am giving him pride of the Yankees. Tough start. We've been tough on him. We're not incredible, have not been believers. Doesn't mean I'm not going to admit I'm wrong if I'm wrong, and we're on path to being wrong. A long way to go, especially with the Yankees minor leaguers still coming up. But, man, what a change and different feel from him. Like crazy. And want to know what? Him turning on that 100-mile-per-hour pitch with 2 strikes on him and a strikeout ends the game, and turning on the 100-mile pitch from Clase. I'm not going to say, well, I'm going to say it. But I understand it sounds silly and stupid. That single swing in that moment like changed my perception of him as a hitter. It's kind of like when you saw Trevor Plouffe go second deck at Yankee Stadium.
Yes.
And you were like, oh, shit, Trev.
Right.
Like, I knew you played, but
Right.
I didn't know you went second deck at Yankee Stadium.
You stood in the box versus Mariano Rivera.
I didn't know you had that in you. And that's where, like, I knew you could slap the ball around and get a bunch of singles and some hustle doubles down the lines and all that, but it was like, I didn't know you were turning on 2-strike, 100-mile-per-hour fastballs with the game on the line over the left fielder's head.
Yeah.
It was just, say he slaps one down the line. It's awesome. He's still getting my pride of the Yankees, but it doesn't invoke
That's what you picture. You picture
Yeah.
102-mile-per-hour cutter.
down
Poke one
or
out
even
to
like
right.
or even turning on a curveball down the line. If you look at all his extra base hits from last year, a lot of them are just, past the first baseman, past the third baseman, and then hustle to second. But so it would still would have got my pride and still would have enjoyed it. But it invoked like a different sense of, oh, you have that in you.
Yeah.
That was really cool. And I'm happy for him because I was worried. Comes back to the stadium. I was hope that he admitted it was nervous and he had to like remind himself, I'm good at this game. So to do it and then perform, not only perform at the stadium, hit the game tying RBI with 2 strikes and then score the winning run and be like a part of that felt really good.
Game-saving hit. I mean,
Yeah.
you slice it any way you want. Game-winning double off one of the tougher closers in baseball over the head of the left fielder. I mean, a couple feet away from being a home run. Rizzo, also the same earlier in the game. How about opposite field? Kiner Falefa has been on an incredible stretch now since that first week of the season. After today, I just clicked away to look at Pete Alonso's numbers. It's talking Yanks, Jake. He goes 1 for 3
Damn.
today. He's hitting 300. He's hitting 300, a 333 on base. The defense has looked really solid. And he's like loving it. He's drinking it in because we've heard all the Jeter quotes, all the good stuff like that. Like there's a very real aspect to it. Almost Joey Gallo right now living in fear of the crowd because he's in as bad of a slump as you can be in. Kiner Falefa's feeding off the Yankee Stadium crowd. Riding a heater, game on the line. Awesome stretch for him. Keep it going, and I won't mention anyone named Oswald or Oswaldo.
Okay. Don't do it then. That's my pride of the Yankees.
It's a good one.
Did you think I was going to do that?
I thought you should have done it last week, so it does feel it feels like healing a wound for me. Last series.
Oh, Sevy was my pride last week.
I know. And then IKF got an award from me later on saying
I'm an honest guy. I go with my gut.
Right, and Sevy's just going to win your gut too many times. That was my only thing about it.
Yeah, but Cole broke my heart.
Sevy's been in your gut.
Cole broke my heart last week, and Sevy repaired it instantly.
Right.
So he made me proud.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a proud necessarily.
It is. I was very proud of him.
I think it's more of a award where
that's how you pitch, man. Let him put the ball in play.
And now you're still proud of him, so it works out.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, the story's full circle.
He didn't have a walk off. Game tying hit.
The story's full circle. So it's very beautiful. That's a good one. I think I would have taken him.
Who are you going to take now, Punk?
I'm between two guys. It's actually a lot of options, which is a really good sign.
And I didn't even.
This is why
I knew I was taking Kiner, so I don't know the other.
There are genuinely 1, 2. I've got 4 guys that could easily win a pride of the Yankees. Sometimes, Jim, I know I'm always making jokes, but I'm also...
You are always making jokes.
I'm never thinking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not thinking. I'm never thinking. When I'm doing that, there's one answer. It's Nestor Cortes Jr., man.
I'm not thinking. I'm never thinking.
Nestor Cortes Jr., 6.1.
Nestor.
2 earned runs. And you're like, oh, okay. He only gave up 1 hit. It was the Naylor homer. Only gave up 1 hit. He had 8 strikeouts. Similar line to Gerrit Cole today. And we keep doing the, it was funny after the broadcast. It was the first thing Jack Curry said, and there were some tweets about it. And, Nestor Cortes should get ready for the All-Star game if he continues to look like this. If there was another lefty pitcher that in his last 108 innings, 17 starts, 25 games, had a 2.65 ERA, we'd be freaking out. And we kind of are starting to. I think Yankee fans, we love Nestor so much from his antics and his, the mustache and his hustle. How about, you want to talk about pride of the Yankees, a pitcher diving to first? Where have we seen that? I love Gerrit. Garrett's never doing that unless it's like a World Series game. And for Nestor, it was casual, like, oh, got to make the play. Let me lay out going to first base, babe. He's awesome to watch. I think Yankee fans, we've loved him so much that we've been scared to peacock because we're like, there's going to be a day when this goes away. And then other fan bases are going to be like mean to us. Like, oh, you guys thought Nestor was good? He's not good. He's fabulous,
He's not good. He's fabulous.
He's not even doing a lot of the antics and gimmicks. He does funky deliveries, but it's not crazy.
1 or 2 a game. He scripts them perfectly. Just a little leg jostle. He did kind of the Kershaw up and down. But it's like literally 1 or 2 pitches a game.
That play when he dives to first, I haven't heard anyone give Rizzo credit. Rizzo realizes, they have a moment of simpatico or whatever you call it, where Rizzo's like, oh shit,
yeah,
he wants me to feed him because he's gonna dive. You see Rizzo, like when you watch the play the first time, Rizzo like fucking uncorks that pretty hard to him. It's not a lob because if he lobbed it, he would have to dive, catch it mid-dive, and do it. Rizzo does the mental math and just fires it at him so he can catch it and then slide. Because I was kind of like, fuck. I was trying to picture, not a knock on Voit, but I was just trying to picture Voit, because remember Voit throws submarine, like O'Day. And I was like, that would just fucking went into the first row.
It's a different play. There's definitely a couple times this year. What was it? One of these games started off with a foul pop up to first base, and it was like Rizzo made a nice play on it, and it's like, I don't think that happens last year.
I will say this, Jake, and I obviously I love Nestor and he's awesome. I am excited to see him face this new version of Nestor face
Boston, Toronto,
a team a second time that he's faced already, because there might be some like, oh shit, that's not the guy our book was about. Okay, at this point, and I also want to see him.
But I mean, he faced a lot of these teams last year, right?
But he's
Toronto,
different this year than
Baltimore.
last year, even.
Yeah.
In the same season, same guys. I'm just excited for it. I'm not doubting it. I just want to see it. Because he was throwing his four seam still like most last season, and that's not his most used pitch now. It's his cutter.
I mean, we're seeing a lot of the Yankees guys. The cutter's kind of the pitch of the year so far for the Yankees. Sevy, Cole, Nestor.
Yep.
Cutter's the pitch of the year.
Yeah. And he's really just like becoming a 3-pitch pitcher with multiple different windups. So, and then I want to see him have a bad game and then him bounce back.
Got bad news for you.
Not going to have one?
Not this year. It's just not, it's not scheduled for him this year.
Okay. I love it. Did you hear Boone's response to the dive? Boone's funny in his post games. He's very sneaky, and then the media prints it without like the context. Boone goes, I yelled at him for not getting over the bag right away.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Because they asked Boone, like, do you have to yell at him, like, hey, don't do that again, though you might hurt yourself? He goes, nah, I was mad at him for not covering the bag right away.
The legend of Nestor.
Yeah.
Continues to grow. Booney. Let it rip, Booney. Have fun out there.
Let it go. Let it go. Okay.
Yeah.
Nestor's your pride.
Yeah. Sure is.
Good pride by you. The next part of the show.
You Yankee motherfucker.
3-game sweep. Like you said, multiple pride options. Only people that ruin the weekend, those 20 or 30 fans. So those are my MFers.
Really?
Yep.
Damn, dude.
I thought it was obvious.
Can we double then?
Yeah, we can double.
Yeah, then it's a double.
Yeah, I thought that was...
Fuck that.
Yeah, I was talking to Joe's and Jake about this, and I almost want to make a documentary, and it's non-Yankee fans will hate it, and be like, this is what the bleacher creatures in the outfield and Yankee Stadium fans were about. And they did some messed up stuff and chanted some stuff you can't say anymore. They weren't throwing shit at players and just causing fights just to cause fights. Like the bleacher creatures and the people back in the day were living and dying with every pitch. And now you go to games and there's so many young adults that are working 9 to 5 for the first time or college kids that are going to these games and just only goal is to get drunk and cause a scene and get kicked out of the section and then brag about it and chant fuck Altuve when they're like, right. A lot of times me and Joe's were there and it's like 5 guys just chanting it. It's like, what are you, like what? You're not even watching the game or part of it. Or, throwing the ball back at Verdugo, or when they had that organized attempt where they all threw tennis balls or balls on the field, like 3 years in a row now. It's like, hey, dude, Yankee fans can get a bad rap because there's a lot of people there, like the guy we were talking about, right. And we boo more than other teams boo, and we are quick to jump on our own guys, and I'm fine with all of that. Like, I think it's part of it. But something's getting lost here where I think these kids think they're doing like, they're like living up to the bleacher creature reputation, which it just wasn't that way. Those were the diehard fans that cared about the game.
Yeah.
And gave roll calls to opposing players, like ex-Yankees that came back and did like the respectful stuff and like, honored that, like the respect of the game, even though they were also doing chants and getting in fights and being rowdy. And I really don't understand. The first beer that goes on the field and Mercado gets upset and it almost hits him. I don't understand how after that one, the section doesn't turn around and like Judge and Stanton were doing and be like, yo, stop. And how like 30 other people joined in and mob mentality kicked in, and it's pathetic and sucks. And they ruined that win Gleyber's standing there looking sad. And yeah, Straw climbed the fence and got in that guy's face because he was celebrating Kwan getting hurt. I think he was saying, I hope you miss the rest of the season. I hope you're really injured, stuff like that. They also said he went at Tito, and that was probably some fucked up shit too. And he climbed the fence and got in his face. That was in left field, and Mercado and Kwan both said it was one fan that took it too far, and they just were talking to that one fan. And I don't think there's energy in the stadium. I don't think that's why 30 people all decided to throw. They hit an umpire in the back with a half full beer can. They almost hit Mercado in the face. He caught it before it hit him. They almost hit him while he was running and making the play. It's fucked up. It's a bad look. It's a really bad look.
Yeah. Not really much to argue with, only stuff to add there. And it's as we've gotten further into podcasting and sports talk, I've been told you tell, if you're making your side of an argument, you should also show the other side, but also kind of put the holes in it. It's kind of like debate 101. The Bleacher Creatures, they don't have a perfect history. Media used to be a lot different, that I'm sure if there was the kind of media there is now, that some of the old stuff the Bleacher Creatures did would have seemed pretty messed up. That being said, throwing stuff on the field is never a yes. And you're right, it's a small collective group, and that's where the herd part is freaking you out. But there's now groups of kids, college age or whatever it is, that go out to the Bleacher Creatures because you can be crazy. You can go nuts. Like, the rules aren't the same out there. We're some of the craziest fans in sports. And you can be that, but you also have to know the line of being a fan at a sport game.
Remember that guy that just beat up the A's fan and like poured beer in his head? And it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that is not it. So it sucks. It really sucks, especially, think about where we are. I mean, in a way, like me, Jim, BBD, Joe's, like, we in a lot of ways represent Yankee fans. So, like, our Twitter feed after that happens is, calling us scumbags and everything like that. So that kind of stinks, I'll be honest with you. Wearing my Yankee jersey today, I look like yeah from the Sandlot. And it's just like, I don't know. I heard a couple people outside the stadium today, and, there was a young kind of college-y kid that, he basically gave the, like, what's Miles Straw doing climbing that wall like that? And it's like, hey, that would have been a meh look on Miles Straw if the next play, half of our right field didn't throw their beers on the field.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to use the Miles Straw got in a fan's face argument when there's a bunch of beer cans thrown on the field at him and his teammates. So, unfortunately to me, when it's all thrown in the pot, whether you go to people still having, like, crazy COVID brain. Last year going to games, remember how many people we saw run on the field? Like, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. And now between people throwing stuff on the field and, I think it was a good weather day game. Like you said, for us, it was the first relaxing Saturday game of the year. I heard Billy's before the game was nuts. Guess who was a lot of those people were probably there having a good time. Not everyone. And I'm going to be at Billy's this year. I'll get there.
You're getting there?
I'll get there. But, yeah, I mean, it just sucks. And I really don't think after everything we said, there's not another part of the argument that needs to be stated. That's it. You shouldn't need Gerrit Cole and Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton to come out, Rizzo, to say, like, hey, stop throwing stuff at the field at these players.
People in the chat, like one guy just said they don't throw beer at him if he doesn't climb the fence. They didn't throw beer at him. They threw beer at another player.
Right.
Wrong guy, completely different section of the stadium. One guy in left field, 30 guys in right field. Just stop. You're embarrassing yourself. Double down if you're defending this.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
A lot of people saying Bleacher Creatures like in the 70s, but that wasn't it. Bleacher Creatures are the fans from the 90s. Like
late 80s, 90s. I think that's
No,
when
it's like 94. It's a group of people. It's Vinny and Quintina.
Right.
And it's like there's a book about them. It wasn't just whoever sat there. They were like a people.
right.
Yeah. Section 39.
What was the old TV show?
Well, that was the Yes Ultimate Road Trip. Bald
Ultimate
Vinny was
Road
on
Trip,
the first
right.
season. He was the only one. Michelle Beadle hosted it.
Does he still go to games? I feel like we used to see Bald Vinny.
Well, he sells shirts outside the stadium.
Right.
I don't think he goes in, and I think.
They had a
Right.
falling out.
Yeah.
And now
Right.
he's looking good.
Yeah.
You don't think he like throws on a hat and goes to the upper deck sometimes?
He like rather famously, he's only been to like one game in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
I think he's got a
We're
second
Facebook
outfit.
friends. Whatever.
We had him on Talking Yanks once, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we met him a couple times.
Yeah. Say hi to him soon.
All
right.
Next up.
That works out.
Regular old
Brush your teeth after every meal. That's what I'm saying. Brush your teeth after every meal.
Just got lightheaded, dude.
Yeah, you really let awards rip. You normally don't go.
I didn't.
You
I didn't
went for it there.
Well, you were singing, so I thought I had to go to the end of your song.
Ba, 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 ba.
That's got super lightheaded.
We've got the first one. And you
Yeah.
got options, dude. Like, I'm not even like. Really?
Yeah. I'm going to go with the Hello Ace Frehley Award.
Can you say the name of the award one more time so I make sure I know what it is?
Hello Ace Frehley, but I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so I'm kind of... There might be some music fans that are mad at me.
Ace Frehley.
Hello Ace Frehley Award. Is it Frehley? Frehley.
I mean, I'm a little lost, I'm going to be honest with you, but I'll guess Mike King.
No, you're wrong, dog.
Damn.
Have you ever heard of the band Hello?
I don't think so.
Well, have you ever heard of the band Kiss?
Oh, sure have.
Well, lead guitarist
Yes.
Ace Frehley.
So hold
Frehley?
on loosely. Yeah.
Well, in 1975, Hello wrote a song that was No. Hello and Ace Frehley both had this song as a hit record for both of them.
Okay.
The New York Groove.
Okay.
So you have a guess now?
I already guessed. I only get one guess.
I was going to give you 3. Back in the New York Groove. DJ LeMahieu.
LeMahieu.
He's back.
Yeah, man.
He looks awesome.
Yeah. Homer today.
Homer, 2-run shot, 5 hits on the series, 455 batting average, 500 on base percentage, 3 RBIs. He also had a double this weekend.
Yeah, there was.
But it was a weird one, right?
It was the one that went off Mercado's glove. It's like a line drive right at him.
Tough play.
I mean, he ripped it. It was me and
It's a hard hit.
Joe's and I were having a nice shout out. My guy Joe's McFly, always a good time. But he was like, he goes, you know what I miss? Just like the conversations that happen at baseball games. And I was like, yeah, those are great. And so we were having a conversation about basically how the strikeout has been too undervalued. Like there is something to putting the ball in play. Like we got a little brainwashed by like double play balls and stuff like that. Like it's not as significant, but, and then right as we were having that conversation, DJ hits a line drive to right that, again, a lot of outfielders probably catch, but because it was a ball in play, it had a chance for an alternate result. Contact ain't bad.
The 5th game of the season,
Yes.
DJ LeMahieu gets a hit.
Huge.
Then he gets another hit. The game after that, 2 hits. The game after that, 1 hit. Game after that 1 hit. Game after that 2 hits. Game after that 1. 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 Game after that 2. He's on an 11-game hitting streak, Jake.
Yep.
It's comforting. These were some of the things we were saying in the PPPs that we needed. He said DJ and Sevy would be the 2 biggest difference makers. If they look like DJ and Sevy, then DJ is the biggest difference maker on offense from last year. Really change, and Sevy in the rotation. Sevy still has a long way to go to fully trust and understand it. DJ,
The pitching as a whole is just doing crazy town stuff.
I don't know how much more I need to see from DJ. Like last year, he was injured. I know I know he can have slumps and come back.
Sure.
But just to see, like, this is in him. He can lace balls to right field. He can have good at-bats. So he's back in my head. Right now, it's more like he's back until he's not. There's still more waiting for me.
He looks
great.
I've got a really unfortunate ricochet that's going to happen.
All right.
Know how when we bring up Gleyber's numbers and we're like, hey, it's 200 games now. Like, it's not a sample.
Yeah.
It's the evidence. DJ LeMahieu, for 2 years, 195 games, he had a 922 OPS and hit 336.
Yeah.
And then last year, it just wasn't there. And we think it was a little juice balls. We'll see how much. The dude was hurt. And this was another good baseball conversation that was had in the stands today.
By who?
Joe's, myself, and Chris McFly.
Oh, my God.
Think about who DJ LeMahieu is. Like the ultimate competitor, right?
Thinking.
We're comparing him to Paul O'Neill, which in Yankee land is like...
as his personality.
Right,
competitor.
but a competitor.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm saying. He played on September 30th. DJ played on September 30th. He went 0 for 3 that game. That was his last game, and then he was out with the sports hernia.
Yeah.
That was like 3 or 4 days away from the playoff game. So DJ LeMahieu, a guy that we would argue is one of the biggest competitors on the team. We've talked about how he wins all the games at the Yankees barbecue. He said, I couldn't play in the 1-game wild card. That's how hurt he was. Have you heard anyone say like, oh, DJ was soft for dipping on that game? No, because he's not, and he was hurt.
Sports hernia.
He was hurt. So, yeah, man, hit him lead off, let the offense run.
His average exit velo is up from last year. His hard hit percentage is up from last year. His slugging percentage is way up. His expected batting average is up. We're back in the red bubbles on his Savant page. Hard hit rate 95%. Expected batting average 93. Expected WOBA 86. These were all up from last year. His walk percentage is up from last year. His K percentage is up from last year. His barrel percentage is up from last year. His whiff percentage is down, actually, so he's swinging and missing more, but when he's hitting it, it's good. Sprint percentage is down. Shit. His chase rate's down. So maybe he's just trying to swing himself back into the game, taking more swings than last year.
He looks good. 3-hit day today from DJ. Go nuts, dude.
To it.
It's a good award.
Thanks. It's the Hello Ace Frehley Award.
That's good.
I'm back. The rest of the song, don't even know if I like it or not.
Sure.
But that opening is amazing.
Good award.
Thanks, Jake. You're up now. You get to give an award.
I'm giving out the Hello Ace Frehley 2 award.
I don't know.
What? That's what I had prepared coming in. I swear on my... Look at this.
That's just a picture of your mom.
Love you, Mom.
If you're going to GC here, you could go SS.
I'm not.
Okay.
Grow a mustache.
Yeah.
Got him.
Yeah.
Did you guess?
Who did he guess for my award? This is usually how Jake's brain works.
Yes. I was so happy you didn't take him.
Do you want me to actually?
Yeah, who did he guess for my award?
If I remember right, you guessed Nestor Cortes.
No.
I thought he guessed Tim
One
Locastro.
step back. You guys are missing it. It's my king.
Oh, hey, I think
Well,
you-
the
I
mustache
think-
thing also got
What
me.
is he back from? He's better than ever. He's new.
Jim, can I explain my award?
He's not back.
It's not about that.
So how does the Hello Ace freely tie
I'd
in?
love to tell you,
All right,
Jim.
explain it.
Michael King comes in to Friday night's game. Do you remember?
I remember it.
He follows Jameson Taillon. 5 innings, 1 earned run. Nice start.
I said I remember it.
Nice start, dude. Here comes Mike King, who's been on a bit of a heater this year. I think we can all agree he's been on a bit of a heater this year.
Okay, Kirk.
He comes in.
He comes in.
And he one-ups himself, basically. 3 innings pitched. 8 strikeouts. 7 consecutive? 7 consecutive, 1 short of the Yankees' record for 8 strikeouts. He was at 42 pitches, and there was 1 more inning in the game. There was a little Yankee debate. In hindsight, you send Chapman in for the 3-run save, and Mike King had another incredible outing. Would have been fun to see him go for history? Yes. We just talked about this with Miggy Cabs a little
What was the history he would have made?
The Yankees' record for most consecutive strikeouts by pitcher.
No way Boone knows that at the time, but still,
No.
you use your closer.
Well, like that's right. But it's like, that's a cool one to be in the Yankees record book. Anyways, 3 innings, 8
It's a record no one would look up.
8 strikeout. Yeah, but it's something you tell people at a bar. Like Mike King would tell everyone.
He's not
that
at
for
bars
life.
anymore.
No, but he's golfing, and he's at
Yeah,
the clubhouse
he's
at the
golfing
bar.
at the clubhouse.
And he's
yeah.
everyone would ask him about the 8 strikeout day. So
yeah.
maybe he didn't want that, and he
Yeah.
told Boone, like, I want to be remembered for being an ace freely, So that was kind of where I
Might be
came up with
pronounced
the
Frehley.
Oh, it is. Jim, what made Mike King so impressive? I'll tell you.
Tell me, please.
Getting all the outs.
That was
That was a
important.
big part of
it was
it.
important. It was huge.
Jimmy, he was getting the Cleveland hitters out with arguably his 4th best pitch. He was going hard changeup to, I believe, Jose Ramirez, a couple other batters. Mike King's fastball is special. We kind of saw that the first time he came up. That 2-seamer with the run is like, whoa, that's a major league pitch. Now he's using a 4-seamer / kind of cut fastball off of it that's giving him kind of 2 electric fastballs that you could come in on either side of the plate. How much have we talked about the clue ball? And it's Corey Kluber's best gift to the Yankees, Mike King's clue ball. The changeups, the curveball slider that we don't know how to quantify and how nasty it looks. Looks like a video game pitch. Awesome. He comes out with his changeup. Mike King has 4 pitches right now. If Nestor Cortes wasn't doing what he was doing, we'd be saying put Mike King in the rotation now. I was hot on Johnny Lasagna for some of the similar reasons because he had a full pitch arsenal. Then we looked at his minor league inning numbers, and I was like, oh, Johnny's never going to get a full chance to start because he's never pitched over 60 innings in a season. Michael King is a trained starting pitcher. I don't know if it's this year for the Yankees. I don't know if he just has this awesome, dynamic Chad Green role when Chad first came up and he was our multi-inning weapon. It's looking like that.
Did you hear Boone's quote on it?
But, like, if we're also talking, who knows where this season goes, whether it's trade pieces or injuries in the rotation, Mike King can be crazy valuable to this team in so many ways. And, again, really good guy.
Now,
I got the ace freely. Sure.
Boone said there's no way. Like, yeah, he would. I don't doubt his ability to start, but there's no way we can lose him from what he's doing, what he's providing us right now, which I do agree with. But if a pitcher goes down, I do think it's King's opportunity.
It's easy for Boone to say that now.
Yeah.
When the whole rotation is pitching awesome. But yeah, when you've got a guy like that, and it's not a bullpen guy that you see, oh, he's got 2 wipeout pitches, and that's why he plays better in the bullpen. Like, all 4. And you talk about moxie and confidence. Holy crap. He's just staring at hitters like
Fills the zone.
You're about to have a horrible
I like
time.
pitchers that throw strikes.
He does his little hitch, locks the knee, gets the shoulders in, pop,
Bop.
you're out.
Bop. Can you look at the box score for the game that Mike King pitched in? Do you happen to have that up?
Already in it, yeah.
Can you look at all the Cleveland's pitchers they used? I want to run something past you. If you were a Cleveland podcaster,
Right.
and you were coming up with a nickname, I'd like to.
Oh, my
I'd like to do
God.
like the Bandits.
I almost told you this going
They feel like train robbers from the 1880s, like Jesse James. Like, if you tell me that there was a Bandit team of Eli Morgan, Logan Allen, Tanner Tully, and Connor Pickleton, I'd be like, yes,
Tully and Pickleton.
those are going around Mississippi robbing everyone right now. They're robbing trains.
Yeah. I
Morgan Allen, Tully, and Pilkington. What the fuck is that name? Pilkington?
Yeah, I couldn't. When I saw Tully, I was like, "Whoa,
Pilkington.
I have to research this."
Tanner
more.
Tully.
Tanner
Connor
Tully,
Pilkington.
That's off the map.
Logan Allen, Eli Morgan. They're robbing.
There's
people.
a Kirk McCarty in the bullpen. When I saw some of the names that were coming out of this pen, I was like, "Whoa!" I think our guy might have got sent down after one of those games, so we'll see him soon. But
Angel de los Santos, he joins the crew when they do their Mexican
right,
robberies,
like here's
you know?
our.
Yeah.
We go into a new foray. They met
Yeah.
up with someone
Yeah.
after the Louisiana Purchase.
Yeah. Anthony Gose, and they call him Goose, obviously.
Goose is Goose.
Yeah.
Who goes is Goose. What's your next word? What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about giving this one.
Oh, there you are, Peter.
It's an award I've given out from time to time. I have the
You
soundbite for a reason.
Really like this award.
Yeah, can you make it louder?
Oh, there you are, Peter.
It's very quiet. Any guesses?
If I had one guess,
Yeah.
I would guess on two guys.
That's two guesses.
But that
Some
would be
people
two
would
guesses.
consider that two guesses.
So that's why I didn't do it.
Okay.
I think there's even a world. I'm going to write down the two names just in case.
Jake's picked up his phone to write down two names.
I think you should be going with the first one, but I think you're going to go with the second one. I think you're going to go Gleyber Torres.
No.
It's Gerrit Cole. And why is it Gerrit Cole?
Wrong again. It's Aaron Judge. 2 homers.
Bad award.
3 hard hit balls. Throws the dude out from right field.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
What was that?
Nothing.
I wasn't really worried about Judge.
Right. That's my only
But
qualm with the award.
seeing this,
That's my only qualm.
no, but that's part of it.
Right.
It was like seeing him hit the homers and make plays. Kind of did the oh yeah,
Okay.
like this is what I should be seeing all the time. It was weird that you didn't have that many homers or weren't doing this, and it's important that our number 2 hitter and Judge has good series, and there's going to be games where Judge carries the offense.
Right.
So we got one. It's 10, 11 games deep into the season.
Yeah.
But
It's kind of what he does. I think
Yeah.
if you look back at most year-by-year game logs, I think every year it's 6th game of the year is his first homer.
yeah,
And then event a week later he gets his first homer barrage, which is kind of
People were
exactly what we've got.
people were worried about him. I wasn't.
No.
But then I did see these games and the
Okay.
defense and the homers, and I was like, oh, I get why people were, because we hadn't seen it yet.
Right.
I knew it was coming, but it was just very comforting to see it.
It hadn't
Okay.
clicked yet.
Yeah.
I will say, I talked to my dad on the way home from here Friday, and he was worried about him. He hasn't done anything yet. And the numbers were not judging.
Yeah.
And that one game he's back, better than, his numbers normally
It was
are.
the whole Yankees offense conundrum. That
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of guys doing worse than Judge, but I guess that's where I was a little surprised by there you are, Peter, because you were firm on him, making it seem like you were with Peter, and then you showed your Peter and all that stuff. So, no, I mean, 2-homer game, that's not something a lot of baseball players do, and we kind of shrug and are like, oh, all right, Judgy. And on the other side, with the Yankees pitcher shutting down Jose Ramirez, who had been a trained Yankee killer of sorts, he just kind of kills everyone, if we're being honest. But he was really good against the Yankees, too. Not this series. that was a nice balance. Like, oh, we shut down the one guy that we wanted to shut down coming into the game. The one guy you circled, he hit 2 home runs against you.
Yep.
Sucks for you, dudes.
Sucks for you, dudes. And I believe we didn't talk about Judge at all last ep.
Yeah.
So that went into it a little bit.
And this is his first award of the year.
Yeah, and he, there you go. Oh, there you are. Hadn't even gotten an award yet.
Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Tall.
Told the fans, like, not cool.
No.
Hey, guys, stop.
Stop.
Went to the Nets game.
He was looking good at the Nets game. Dude, I was kind of mad. I had like
Don't start doing the losers.
No. I kind of had a mad, sad moment because we went to one Nets game this year, and Jimmy, I think I told you, I forget if it was JJR or whatever, but there's kind of like no rules. There's this under stadium like club bar place.
Like their version of Legends.
Kevin Durant walked through it mid-game, and everyone was like, what? And so the picture of Judge and Gleyber was at that place, and I was like, damn, I kind of wish I was like a cool Nets fan, because like in that environment, it would have literally been like, oh, what's up, guys? How you doing? And that would be cool, because I like them.
Okay. Good game today.
No Licky in that picture?
He goes to a lot of
Wasn't that the
games
sexy
with the
Nets game picture last year? Love him.
I feel like it's always Licky and Gleyber at those Nets games.
Licky
and Gleyber. The Nets guys on the team.
Last person to receive, though, There You Are, Peter Award. Gary last year against the Orioles.
Oh, there you are, Peter.
Miss you, Gary.
Roofy.
James, I am going to give out, creativity be damned.
You're just going to give out, oh, there you are, Peter award?
Oh, there you are, Peter 2. No. I'm going to give out the rolled ankle award.
Who were his 2 guesses for me? Cole or...
What did I write? I wrote them down.
Gleyber.
Cole or Gleyber.
I'm guessing you're going Gleyber.
It's Gleyber Torres, Jim. Because obviously there's some symbolism to rolling your ankle, kind of hobbling off to the start, which Gleyber was doing. He's been lumped with Gallo, and he's still be barking for playing time a little bit. But I think I think coming into today, I think he was 3 for his last 6. He puts a couple more hits on the board today, a little 2 for 3. Gleyber is going to be in the rotation and playing, and as different guys have hot and cold streaks, Hicks, Gleyber, Gallo, you guys are going to be earning your playing time. So he's on a good track for that. And Jimmy, most importantly, Gleyber Torres in the walk-offs. Coming into his at-bat, he was tied for 4th in walk-offs since, 2018?
I thought he had the most since 2018.
I think he was tied for 4th, and I think this might have put him into first. But it's one of those weird things that we're like, oh, Gleyber, we've been so mentally down on him for a little bit that the walk-off stat ends up being pretty fun. So hey, hopefully that gets him
tied for 4th most since 2018. Yeah.
Okay.
5 career walk-off hits. Now he has 6. Yeah, a little scary thing for Gleyber. He is 2 for 3 as a pinch hitter this year with 2 RBIs. Yankees need a bench bat.
Yankees like a good pinch hitter.
Doesn't help his value in a trade if that's their eventual plan or anything like that. But if they're like, hey, this is the role he can play until there's an injury or a shakeup or another slump, be careful. Happened to the Wade guy. Play yourself having to Voit. Play yourself into a role. But yeah, 2 for 3 as a pinch hitter this year, and then his career as a pinch hitter. Wonder what those numbers are.
Gleyber.
4 for 8.
Look at that.
500 with the 1.240 OPS. Dude loves to pinch hit.
Yankees love a good pinch hitter.
That's weird. Very rare do you click on a guy's pinch hitting numbers. It's like Ian Happ and him.
Mike Ford.
Well, until
it was.
until that wore off. Until they put him in that hole.
Yeah, until they tried it. So, yeah, hopefully Gleyber could get some good juju this season. Because at some point, you know, even if Rizzo, DJ, IKF, Donaldson, if they all roll and have great years, awesome. But at some point, one of those guys goes on the 15-day, and you'll need Gleyber Torres for 2 weeks, and hopefully that's when he gets that opportunity. He's ready to give 2 weeks. So comfortable at second base.
Wow.
Walk off hit.
Yes. And a good at bat. He was also a 2-strike, and in that at bat, is it Clase? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Clase. Kiner smacked his fastball. So he went fastball and then 4 or 3 sliders, like 92, 93 in a row. And Gleyber hit that too. So he got hit on both pitches, which I found interesting or of note or cool. They got him both ways.
Got them both.
All right. That's the show. We did it.
Let's see what else we got. Rizzo ends up having a fine series after a nice little day today. Donaldson has only hit his that homer, but a bunch of walks, 4 walks.
I think we
Seems
can
like he's
agree
seeing it.
starting to look better, and Rizzo had a hit in each game and is a difference maker.
He's great.
Gallo,
Hixie-
I guess we just steered clear of Gallo watch. Let's steer clear of Gallo watch again. I don't want to get into that combo.
Yeah. I mean, he had
The left field stuff's bad.
2 games with a hit.
The double today felt good.
That looked like what you'd expect a good Joey Gallo double to look like.
Got the extra base hit and RBI thing off his shoulders.
Yeah, his defense is kind of the worrying thing.
He didn't do anything today, right? He held that runner at first on the potential double. That was good.
No, there's just, man, the stadium chanting "We want Gardner's" hilarious, and I don't fully endorse that, but I mean the Chad green ball probably caught by Gardner. The ball over his head that he has to run to the wall, and then obviously a misread because he's not played left field that much. The Yankees have 3 right fielders. I guess that's why they're scared to put Judge over there. They don't want to make Judge look bad. They see how much it's twisting up Gallo.
Yeah.
In a short season, he's had maybe 5 or 6 misplays.
Yeah, I mean, it's a couple of them were very borderline, like that ball in Detroit that he tries to cut off and it just goes off the end of his glove. That was kind of a tough play. Like I don't
even remember that
and
one.
end of the day, that doesn't end up phasing me. And I mean, it's straight correlated to the hitting. Like it's confidence.
I don't think it is. I think
it is.
Well, because did you see the show? Oh, you were at the game too, or were you watching at home? Saturday day game?
I was watching from home.
Did you see the shots of him talking about how he misread it? I think it's because he's not used to seeing the
in
ball.
his head, dude.
Spinning the wrong way on him.
Yeah, no, I just think he hasn't played a lot of left field.
I think if he was hitting...
Dude's having the worst time of his life.
I think it's half connected.
I'd love to see one of those click.
I think it's truth. The batting's not there, and he's not comfortable in left field. Because last year
I
wasn't
liked him in
comfortable.
left field last year.
No,
I mean, he
didn't.
made that running catch.
But he also botched a couple. We didn't like.
Yeah, he had
left.
a couple plays, but it didn't like. It didn't feel worse than Rizzo. Like Rizzo had me uncomfortable last year.
He had a couple plays that were straight up botch jobs.
Yeah, I
thought
think you're misremembering. I think we were.
I remember us thinking it was like weird.
We thought it was the same thing. We thought it was weird. We're like, this guy's
as Rizzo, like
but we trusted that like it was good.
And Rizzo has bounced
but
back
we
this
didn't
year
see
and
it
looked
great.
phenomenal, and Joey
Gallo
hasn't.
hasn't.
Which I see the argument you could put it in that bucket. I mean, I think 110%. It's tied to what's going on the other side of the ball. But that is an opinion.
Yeah, I mean, some of the routes are just like odd, and then the way he was talking about it, I was trying to read his lips. He's just saying like, I thought it was going to go this way, but it went that way. So I don't.
What's he gonna say? I'm in my head right now. I misplayed a ball.
Yeah, and it just tangibly like he took the wrong route to a ball.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, and last year as well, he was charging balls that were going over his head. That weird drop in Boston. It's looked weird.
But that was the crazy win game, right? Like, didn't someone else make a massive mistake that game? Like the Red Sox left fielder did too. That was a crazy game.
No, Bobby Dahlbeck dropped a ball in foul territory, and then Gary dropped a ball that was being.
And then
caught.
there was like another play. So I guess I
remember
had
that
game
play
in
in
chaos
Boston,
bucket. Yeah.
where it's just like ball in front of him, just kind of.
And then there's
dropped.
one when we were doing a live stream, and we all like scream and die because he just missed it. Yeah, I don't know. Been odd. Doesn't seem like he likes left field.
I think he needs a couple hits.
Well, he got a couple. I mean, what's he end up with the series here?
Not good still. I mean,
Yeah,
outside of those hits was tough at bats still.
Would love to see him get hot with the bat and find out if that fixes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? Tilo homered. Marwin gets in.
Yeah.
The bench comes into play and gets hits.
How about you, Timlo Castro? Yankee homer, Sterling, no call.
Did you see Sterling on the IKF double against Class A? Sterling like did a call. He's like, yeah, this homer's never gonna happen. So he does the home run call.
For the double? What is it?
Isaiah Aplaya.
Isaiah a play.
Isaiah. Yeah. Okay.
I like it. He didn't have one for Tilo, and you could
He
say
didn't have it last year either.
you could say
you
could because I think he just ad libbed some of them, and you could hear that he was like leaving space to try and like find
Yeah,
something.
there was a pause.
Lo Castro.
There was a pause.
He had a homer.
Rizzo almost hit an opposite field homer. That was pretty cool. Maybe on a summer day that gets out. Hicks
Who do we
kinda
play
looked like
next?
Hicks. And then I think one other dude who really deserves a shout out, Miguel Castro with another wipeout inning. 9 pitches, 1 strikeout. Everyone who's talked to us about Miguel Castro, whether they're a former Orioles or Mets fan, is like, yeah, just wait till he has the blow up.
Like outside of when we sent him out for the second inning, has he had anything?
I think his first inning all year might be clear, or is there one outside of that?
I think he had one game where he sort of walked some guys.
Yeah, he had a
and it was
couple
fine.
walks against Baltimore, but then he struck out the side. He got 3 strikeouts. So, yeah, everything outside of his second inning of work has been clean. So, potential Dallin rules like we talked about.
But yeah, we'll see. See if they test the waters again or not.
What you doing in my waters?
So
You excited for the Orioles? You scared of the Orioles?
is that who's next?
Yeah. So it's the last 3 of the homestand, and then they go on a little roadie.
Kansas City and then at Toronto. Home versus Texas and 2 games set against Toronto. Okay. Let's keep winning series.
Get hot. Get hot versus the O's. Put the league on watch, Jim.
Sevy tomorrow versus the O's. Bring it at home. Juiced up for it. That's not tomorrow. It's Tuesday.
Rested bullpen.
Cool. Fully rested bullpen. They didn't overextend the bullpen at all this series. That was actually one of the best aspects of it. We just said it.
Starting pitchers are now stretched out.
Yeah.
Mike King gave 2 innings.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.